So weird. And what type of cancer were you diagnosed with?
Well, mine was an aggressive grade 3 tumour.
Okay. And where were you when you found out you were diagnosed with cancer?
Well, I was actually diagnosed with it at the Thomas Lineker Centre at Wigan. It's a breast cancer hospital at Wigan. They told me that I had it there.
And how did it make you feel when you found out?
Actually, on the day when they told me it was 1.5 centimetres, so that's quite small, Alex, right? So I thought, I can deal with this because it's only small and it hadn't, I didn't think, they said it hadn't spread. It didn't look like it had spread. So I was dealing with it as a matter of fact way. Oh, I'm going to get through this. I can deal with it because the results, even though they weren't good, they were good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it was only a small tumour. Yeah. So I thought, I'm going to deal with this. Didn't even cry. At that point, I didn't.
Yeah. See that's quite brave, that as well. Yeah.
Well, I think you just take. You're in a bit of a state of a shock at first when you first get told that you have got it. You see, so I think it takes a while to get into your system, thinking, "Oh, I've got this." But in my mind, I was thinking, "I'm going to deal with it." You know what I'm saying? It's really not as bad as what it sounds.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm going to get through it. You know, that's what I thought.
That's really brave as well, I think.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because most women would, be, I would think, emotionally unstable when they found out they had cancer.
Yeah. Believe you me, Alex, when I went through that chemo, I was very unstable because it makes you so ill. Do you know what I mean?
Like, what were the symptoms of you when you say that you felt ill? Like,
do you mean during the chemo?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you're having like poison put into your system because what that chemo does, the actual treatment I had was called FEC, and FEK, and each one of those words represents a drug, but I can't remember what they were. Very potent, very strong. So when you're having that pumped into your system on the Monday, what happens is over the next few days, it's killing all those. Well, I only had this preventative measure. I only had the chemo. They said I didn't have to have it, right? But I had tests after they initially first diagnosed the breast cancer, and then I had tests when they took the lumpectomy. They took the lump out, but they said it hadn't spread into my lymph nodes. But because mine wasn't a hormonal cancer, they said microscopic dots can still go into your bloodstream, right? And they don't know if those microscopic dots have gone in or not. 8 to 9 out of 10 they haven't, but because they want to make sure, they wanted to overtreat me.
Okay.
So they were saying, it's up to you, Marie, you can either have it or not, but we recommend it because your type of breast cancer wasn't hormonal. If it's hormonal, they usually give you like a drug to suppress your estrogen levels down for 5 years, but mine wasn't hormonal. So they were saying to me, I've no backup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the chemo, I didn't have to have it, and I really, really did not want it because you hear all these horrible things about chemo. You know what I mean? And then anyway, so I had it on the Monday, and by the time weekend comes, you're absolutely on your back because it's wiped all your good cells away and your bad cells.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So that wasn't a good time. Also, after about the second lot of chemo, my hair started coming out in tufts. So that just, it's the way you feel so bad, and then when your hair starts falling out, you even feel worse because you feel horrible, and then your hair starts coming out, and that makes you feel worse. So, you know, I mean, the chemo is a very, very, very testing time for any woman, I would say.
Like, how did it make you feel when all your hair started coming out?
You just feel, you feel very unfeminine. You feel ill because of the chemo, so you feel a bit yucky, sickly. Then your hair starts coming out, and you're thinking, I want to get it back. I want to put it back on, and you can't do it. It's coming out all over the place, and you think, oh no. Makes you feel kind of you feel quite vulnerable. You know what I mean? I didn't want anybody to see me without my hair. Well, some women can go around without hair on and feel, you know what I mean, great. And yet, when I look back now, Alex, I think, I said today, did I really lose my hair? Because even though I was looking in the mirror and I knew I'd lost my hair, it was like a blank.
Yeah.
I wasn't really seeing myself as I'd lost my hair. Perhaps I didn't want to believe I'd lost my hair. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the good thing was about when I had my chemo, it was in winter and I could wear my bobby hats. You know what I mean? Instead of a wig, because sometimes I had to wear a wig and I didn't feel comfortable in it. But they do some fantastic wigs now to help you. So I've never felt comfortable with wigs. So no, it's not a good thing. You really don't feel well and then you lose your hair. So it's kind of a big loss.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah, big loss.
What was your first initial, well, you kind of answered that, but what was your first initial reaction, if you can remember? What was the first thing that went into your brain when they said this is cancer?
Thinking, well, well, it's kind of a thing, hey, I'm only young. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
I'm only young, this shouldn't be happening to me. This is not happening to me, it should be happening to somebody else. You know what I mean? It's kind of a thing. It's kind of a bit of a disbelief, in a way.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of feeling, you know.
How did you tell your family?
It was very difficult because my mum was very ill and she'd just come through cancer treatment, a lot of cancer treatment herself.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Mm.
She had 8 lots of chemo. And then I had to tell my mum, Alex, that I had breast cancer when she'd just been so ill. So it was a very difficult time for me to tell her that. Quite scary at telling my children because they're thinking, oh, is my mum going to die? Because that's the first thing what people think when you've been diagnosed with cancer. Think, is that person going to die? Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
It's usually from a child's point of view. They think, oh, I hope my mum is going to be alright, you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing.
Yeah. Where were you when you told them?
I was at home. Told them at home.
So did you feel like you were kind of in a safe environment, Halifax, you were at home when you told them?
Yeah.
Or was it still a bit uncomfortable to say?
It's not, you never want to tell anybody any bad news, do you?
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? So, but they're quite positive people and think, oh, you'll get through it, Mum, you get through it, you know what I mean? So, I try to make it out that it's not as bad as what it is. That sounds very bad grammar. But yeah, just to try and not be too heavy with it when I told them. You know what I mean?
And was
Everything's going to be all right, Alex.
Yeah. And was it like on the settee?
I can't really remember that, Alex, but
Yeah.
it was probably in here or in the other lounge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. What was the hardest process to curing the cancer?
I think it's a difficult question, that, Alex, because it was only a small tumour. So they did the operation, took the tumour away, took the lump away. So basically, that was it, apart from the chemo.
Okay.
I don't think you're ever really cured of it. But they say if you get past them first 5 years, you're in remission for 5 years, you see. And I'm just on my 5th year this time. So by June this year, that will be my 5 years, you know. So after that, it's just every day's a bonus, if you understand what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody, because there's 1 in 3 people get cancer. So, but nobody's immune from it. Nobody at all. So, you know, yeah, that's it really.
And what helped distract you from the illness? Like, did you do any hobbies or?
Well, as you know, Alex, I play the piano, right? And I've been playing since I was 4 years old. So, even though I didn't feel quite well enough to play sometimes, I still went on the piano, and that helped me so much. You know what I mean? Even listening to music and appreciating nature. Nature is one of my, on the hit list, very high for me, nature, because it's such as a calming influence. You know what I mean? On how you feel. If you get yourself to where there's some beautiful trees and the sun's coming through and it's so quiet and you can hear the birds and meadows and wildflowers. You know what I mean?
So would you say that gave you like peace?
That always gives me peace, Alex. Always. You know?
Yeah.
So I think when I'm in nature, it just, I feel at one with life, with the world, you know. Sunsets and sun sparkling on the seas, and you know what I mean? Birds and animals. All these things are for free.
Yeah.
You know.
And you carry on playing the piano as well in charity events as well.
Yeah.
So does that, how to explain it? Does it make you feel more happier, the fact that you can, do all this charity work to help other patients and stuff, and how you can show your love of music to the world?
Yeah. So. I think I am a giving person, Alex. You know what I mean? I don't want to take from this life. I want to give to this life. And I think every penny raised, right, represents one woman's life. So I thought, 2 years ago, I thought, come on, Marie, get out there and start using whatever gifts you've got to raise money for breast cancer. And because I love my music and I love composing and I love bringing music to others, I thought this is a fantastic opportunity to raise money for breast cancer. So it's good because it's for the listener. They love music, even though it's only a momentary thing. Listening to music, it can give people so much pleasure doing it, and also very satisfying for me as well. You know what I mean? To be able to, even though it's very hard work, because you have to practice, you know what I mean, and organise things and everything. It's very hard work. It's just very fulfilling.
Awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Is there anything else? Sorry.
If there's anything else you'd like to add.
I can't think of anything. What would you get from that now? Have you got a general picture?